On his first 3 days in court, Anders Behring Breivik gave a far-right, clenched fist salute. Today he was asked to stop. Cold comfort for those whose loved ones were killed and who had to listen today as he outlined his preparations in grim detail.
When he entered court today, he was there to explain his planning for the terrorist acts. First I actually wanted to blow up Norwegian broadcasting. I also studied the Royal Castle, maybe I could go there. Also when he was speaking about the guns he chose and also how he was training to kill many people at the same time. How to move from one head to another head.
The bomb Breivik planted outside the office of the Prime Minister killed 8 people. He then travelled to Atoya Island, where he spent more than an hour shooting those attending a Labour Party youth camp. 69 people died. Terrified teenagers swam for their lives. In court, Breivik claimed they were political activists who chose to fight for multiculturalism and were legitimate targets. Banu Rashid and her sister attended the camp. Their parents are Kurdish, the family an example of Norway's increasingly multicultural society. Lara survived the attack. Bana was shot and killed.
Jeg må stille opp for Banu. Det noe som skal handle om henne og hva som ble gjort mot henne. Og jeg vil sitte der og vise at det ikke var greit, da. At vi ikke støtter han I det han har gjort.
Hjelpen vi fått fra norske folk, ikke, også fra myndighetene også, fra Arbeiderpartiet på Nesodden, men det den meste som vi fått fra nesoddingere. Det kan være litt tross, det helt sikkert det. Vi kjenner ikke vi alene. Vi kjenner der hele Norge med saken.
Norwegians have had to watch Breivik smiling in court. He cried only when his own propaganda video was shown. In it, he outlines his anti-Muslim views and calls for a new crusade. He claims to be part of a network of right-wing militants called the Knights Templar. But the prosecution and those who follow far-right movements say there's no evidence for this.
Myself and my colleagues around Europe are, probably the leading experts in kind of investigating the far right and the extreme right and the counter-jihadist movement. None of us have found any meaningful evidence that there is an organisation called the Knights Templars. He's part of the Templars, he's part of a wider movement, he was told to do it. It's pure fantasy. He was a man who took the ideology of others and tried to use that to justify what he has done.
Other far-right groups have distanced themselves from the attacks while supporting Breivik's views.
What he's saying is correct, but what he's done is disgusting.
In the aftermath of the killings, Norwegians were united in grief and determined that Breivik's actions would not derail their multicultural society. Norway's ethnic makeup has changed rapidly in recent years.
He didn't succeed to get rid of the multiculturalism. He succeeded only to put himself to trial and kill many children and young grown-ups.
There has been some minority support for Breivik's views, if not his methods, even on mainstream newspaper sites. Massive support for Breivik's opinion, reads one. Another asks, is it wise to expect ethnic Norwegians to not get scared when the capital will become 50% foreign in a few years and ethnic Norwegians will be in a minority?
There are some small elements, small groups on the internet in Norway that are discussing issues and agree with him. But most people feel a long distance to these views. But there's nobody here, not even the right-wingers in Norway, that follow him when it comes to his violent actions.
The trial will decide if Breivik was sane when he carried out the attacks. He has said that being found insane would be a fate worse than death. Whatever the outcome, Norwegians want to know he will never walk the streets again. But they'll probably never understand why one of their own turned on their young people with such deadly results.